Go.
Hi, I'm Josh and this is Chris, and we're going to be talking about various things to do with networking. In the following clips we're going to be discussing different network types, explaining different certain protocols, and even drawing pictures of networks.
Hey. Right.
Two network types are LAN and WAN. LAN stands for Local Area Network. This is a network that is used over a relatively short area, like a home or college or like a warehouse or just within a building. Cat5e cable is commonly used in a LAN network because it is cheap. Cat5e cable usually has a range of up to 100 metres for signal degradation, but can be used in 1 gigabit LAN connections, and can usually transmit up to 100 megabits per second. So these computers are all on a star network. Each one is connected via a, try and get this in if you can, there is a, not beyond that one, but there should be Cat5e cable that goes into the back and connects into the wall. Each computer is connected into the wall via Cat5e cable, and then that goes round, all the cables go round and then up. But cables go up, come down, and they end up coming. All the cables come into this patch connector. So every single computer connects into one slot on the patch connector, and you can tell whether the network is connected to the computer because it has a flashing light on each one. Right. From here, from the patch connector is connected to a hub upstairs where all the different classrooms are connected to that one hub, and then that hub is connected via fibre optics to the different buildings in the college, and that part is called the backbone. All the computers downstairs in the computer room connected to the patch connector, which in turn connects to this main hub, which is a switch. There are various switch hubs dotted around the college, and all them switch hubs are connected by fibre optic cabling.
Alright, I'm going to be talking to you about a few types of protocols and giving you some basic examples of where different protocols are used. Firstly, I'm going to talk about TCP and UDP protocols. TCP, or Transmission Control Protocol, is essentially a type of protocol that provides reliable and secure transfer of bytes. The way it does this is by checking, rechecking and checking again to make sure that all the packets arrive at the same time and, more importantly, in the same place. An example of TCP in action is when we receive emails even. We wouldn't want to have half the text missing, because A, it could produce an email that is misunderstood by the reader, and B, we can't really use emailing. This is why we use TCP and not UDP. We also use TCP because it is secure, which is important for emailing. Now, UDP is very different from TCP. The user datagram protocol is a protocol that essentially streams packets. UDP is often used in audio and more noticeably video, as it constantly is sending out packets. As explained earlier, using UDP in email would not be a good move, and vice versa using TCP in video. If we were using TCP for videos and audio files, then the video would always be jumping around, and the TCP checks the files, as the TCP checks the files. Right, that's that bit. HTTP, or the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is a networking protocol for distributed, collaborative, hypermedia information systems. HTTP is the foundation of data communication for the World Wide Web. HTTP functions as a request and response protocol in the client-server computing model. In HTTP, a web browser, for example, acts as a client, while an application running on a computer hosting a website functions as a server. The client submits a HTTP request message to the server. The server, which stores contents such as a HTML file, returns a response message to the client. The response contains completion status information about the request, and may contain any content requested by the client in its message body. Okay, IP or Internet Protocol is the principal communications protocol used for relaying datagrams or packets across an internet network using the Internet Protocol Suite. Responsible for routing packets across across network boundaries is the primary protocol that establishes the internet. Okay. An example of a peer-to-peer network would be torrent downloading and uploading, where the torrent program downloads part of the file from different computers to make up the file. Other computers will access your torrent program to access the parts of the file that you have that others need. Your computer will then upload these parts of the file. The Media Access Control Data Communication Protocol sublayer is a sublayer of the data link layer specified in the 7-layer OCI model and the 4-layer TCP IP model. It provides addressing and channel access control mechanisms that make it possible for several terminals or network nodes to communicate within a network. That incorporates a shared medium, e.g. Ethernet. Okay. And then the next one, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, or SMTP, is an instant standard for electronic mail or email transmission across IP networks.